DNZ TV, keep the fire blazing. Nikki, tell them, make we tell them about the best some west. When we bring Panicana, yeah. So we wrap it in a 20, 50, or 100 bucks, sell it on, yeah. Me a go on like me new to the thing, yeah. Me a go on like my food to the thing. My girl, look you see where you pro to the thing. Roll it up and give me a fit profit. I know me still afloat.
We're doing it big. I mean, big up to Youngblood Entertainment. Sprague Benz is here. And of course, the great one. See, this is like a flashback. Shatas. Kymani Marley. Welcome to Connecticut.
Give thanks.
I see you under a little pressure.
A little bit.
Soccer.
Got nice toes.
No. Let's stay away from... Oh my gosh. Anyway, no, but it's all about the Livication Splash. And this is something, it's like they call it a Shatas reunion. So before we even talk about the concert itself, I mean, it's been a couple of years since Shatas has been filmed and it's been out and it became such a huge classic. Now you can go on demand and actually order that. When you first were doing this movie, did you even imagine that it would become such a phenomenon, such a big following?
Definitely not. Definitely not. I mean, I think we had absolutely no expectations. You know what I mean? Didn't think that it would really, the people would really gravitate to do it again. So it was quite a surprise, and I think you can tell that we didn't know that because the business behind.
Yeah. I saw it with the clips that said insert stoplight here.
You know what I mean? It wasn't really together, but what happened was a bunch of friends got together with an idea and a vision and a dream. And I think that, you know, just going into it so natural and raw without that expectation.
A lot of people don't even see, like they don't understand that that movie is literally reality for a lot of people in Jamaica. You have people who when they watch Shatas, they just automatically say, oh, this is just a movie that's depicting Jamaica in a negative light. They don't even look at the fact that things like this really do happen.
Really do happen.
Yeah.
Really do happen.
Now, a lot of people in Jamaica do blame deportees. They say deportees are the ones that bring in the crime and bring in all these extra ways of doing criminal activities, from stealing cars to even robberies and things like that.
You find, say, human nature, we are built to survive, just like your animal instinct. So when you find your back is on the wall, by any means necessary, you do whatever it is to get out. So to blame deportees, no, you can't blame the individual. You have to blame the system for not presenting opportunity. You know what I mean? Because if every day I wake up and I'm hungry and can't find a job, now I get no opportunity to get no work or anything else. Why is it not going to
feed your family?
Yeah, I have to eat, and my youth them have to eat, so you find it. You know what I mean? Some people take it to the street, so I don't knock a man.
Another thing I want to talk to you, especially along those lines, the fact of a lot of the artists in Jamaica, you know, you see that sometimes when they finally do get that break, they do take that break and maybe not use it in the best musical way possible. One theory I was telling somebody is I kind of feel like when you grew up in a garrison, you kind of had those idols of the dons and, you know, the bad men in the neighborhood and not the doctors and the lawyers and the that you don't really see, you know. So when you finally do get that money, it's like an automatic thing that you just, your next step is to be a don, or, I mean, what do you think is going on with that?
Well, that happened. You know, I think what we have to blame on that, a lot of that is illiteracy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So if you are coming from a neighborhood which is a gang-infested neighborhood, and you know you make your way up through the way of music, but yet and still, education-wise, you're not there, then you find that you're limited. You know what I mean? It's up to the individual when they get a certain. I feel as though once you have a platform where you have an audience that is listening to, and you know that you can dictate them, I think it's at that time one shall look into himself and say, well, you know what? You know, so we never really make it through grade school. I have enough money now for a private school to have a woman teach me, so we can have a better understanding, not only for the business, but how to deal with people. You know what I mean? Because it's one-on-one. So we find that when you do come up and you make the money without the education, then you got to what you know, which is being a done.
Right.
You know what I mean? And but being what kind of a done?
That's the key.
That's the next thing, because if you really study what a done is, in when you look on the Italian, the Godfathers, you really study how a done operate, then you'll find it's more than just hiring killings. You know what I mean?
Or telling people what to do.
Telling people what to do.
Right.
Yeah.
But right now, I mean, a lot of things are happening in the reggae and dancehall, and a lot of it's not good. We have two very key members right now incarcerated. Buju, which I know your family's very close to. I mean, how has it been as far as within the inner circle, you know, Buju and the family and friends, and dealing with what's going on with Buju right now?
Well, wow, that
Tough.
That tough. That definitely tough. You know what I mean? But when I said true Jah, you know what I mean, everything will work out just fine. And it's just, this is just something, that is the story. You know what I mean?
But hopefully it's not the end of the story.
No, definitely not.
No.
Definitely not. Because I guarantee Buju will come out 10 times, 20 times stronger.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And sooner than we think.
And sooner than we think.
Right.
Yeah, and hopefully sooner than that.
Yeah, right. I know we need him. You know, and then we have the flip side. We have Vibes Kartel. Now, he has a major imprint on the youngsters, on even people who listen to dancehall. He has a major imprint across the board. And he's another person that kind of has that status, but you wonder, are you sending that message and does it matter? Or, you know, what's your feedback on what's going on with that situation?
You know, well, Vibes Kartel is in a very unfortunate situation.
Yeah.
You know, hopefully that work out for him. I had the opportunity to meet him twice.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I find him to be a very humble individual. I like to say we can't knock a man hustle. We can't knock a man or choose to get himself out of a certain position.
Right.
You know what I mean? I'm very much a fan of Vibes.
Yeah, I love his music. The music, I love the music.
I love the music.
Yeah.
So hopefully his current situation work out, you know, in his benefit.
Now let's get to you. What are we looking for with Kymani Marley? What's coming up? What album? I know you're here.
Confrontation.
Okay, so where's the girl version? Where's the women little
Make sure you
tees?
get yours.
I have to rock it tonight at the Livication Splash.
Oh
Oh my gosh. But you're still an avid soccer player.
I retire.
You retired?
ACL injury retire. I can't. When I play well enough and recently tear my ACL, MCL and my meniscus, so knee surgery.
So right now, your fans that are listening, I mean, I know you had your album recently, but what else is coming forward future-wise?
Alright, well, working on a new album now titled Evolution of a Revolution. For those who follow Kymani know some kind of out of the box, you know what I mean? Music is my playing field in general, you know, so not really an artist to say, well, I stick to one genre of music, you know what I mean? I feel as though if it moves me and I can relay a message on it, then why not?
Move with it.
You know what I mean? Move with it. So working on an album, Evolution of a Revolution, which will hopefully be a 2-disc CD is what we're working for. And, you know, the revolution side is more, for those who know a radio album, is more the follow-up to radio, more kind of,
Nice.
you know what I mean, dancehall, meet hip-hop in the street, swag.
Yeah. I mean, you know what? I think right now, 2012 is about to be a nice big change with reggae and dancehall, and I love people like you who do go out of the box. Now, for you, you already have that crowd, that different crowd from the normal dancehall crowd. How would you suggest that more of our artists start taking advantage of marketing to reach out to those same crowds? Because they love reggae, they love dancehall. They just don't have a clue what we're doing.
You know what? We just have to take chances. You know what I mean? We just have to take chances. I think a lot of us get stuck inside that box of just doing what you know what I mean, and not really, you know, like I said, for me, everything is out of the box, you know what I mean, so I make sure, say, I have music for the young people, I have music for the mature, I have music for the wild and crazy.
I have music for the ladies.
Oh, definitely.
You know, just saying, you know, we need that too. That Rasta Appearance, you know, that Rasta Love. Love that song with Protege so much. Oh my gosh. Well, anyway, tonight is Livication Splash. So you're performing live in front of CT. When was the last time you were here? Wait, my station, Hot 937.
Yeah, been a while.
But what about Hartford? When was the last time you were here?
Been a while. Probably about 4 years, 4 years now.
All right, well, I tell you what. We're going to take a break and we're going to actually check out the show in just a few. So we're going to leave you on that note. So before you go, if you can just shout out DNZ TV to the world.
DNZ TV, Kymani Marley speaking. Keep it locked. Top shot Azara. Yeah, well, this is Kymani Marley. I'm telling you, it's all about Sugarman's Beach on December 3rd, Nikki Z birthday party. I will be there.
Mad.